with our ball, or if you use your block, either way. And we're going to come on down and just like we always do, wake up our spine. So let's take a few slow breaths, just kind of settle in, roll the shoulders down, and already feel from that relaxation, your spine just releasing tension. And we're going to start with some easy angel arms, just slowly bringing them wherever they're comfortable. And do that a couple of times, up and down or out and up, depending on your body, and just feel what's opening up. And start to stretch a little bit more, and let's add the pelvic tilts with this. So we're stabilizing through the core. And now we're going to start to slowly lift the hips up with the arms. And notice that your whole foot is pressing down as you lift up. And let's do a few more. And feel how that curve is pressing down when you roll down and roll up. And let's do one more time. And now we're going to reach up, lifting the hips up, and breathe. A couple more slow breaths. And here we go. We're going to start to roll down, bring the arms out to the side, and roll the knees over to the right for our first spinal twist. And our head can turn to the left. And notice how the left ribs are opening, as well as the hip. And let's take a couple more breaths. And now we're going to roll in the opposite direction. So knees come to the left and head turns to the right. And a couple more deep breaths. And now let's gently come back to the center. We're going to bring our arms down and let's roll the hips up again and walk our shoulder blades a little bit closer and maybe come even higher. And we're going to slide our ball or your block underneath this back, the sacrum. And first of all, before we do anything, feel that stability and start to make some circles with the hips, hula hoop hips. And our shoulders are rolling down. And we're slowly waking up the low back and go in the opposite direction. And then we're going to start one at a time, right knee up and put the foot down, and then the left, keeping the foot flexed so you could feel that deeper stretch. And let's do one more time to each knee. And then we're going to lift the right knee up, extend the legs straight up and all the way down. So slow it down. So you've got to start to feel how gravity is working. And let's keep going with this movement to each leg. And feel how you flex the foot so it's lengthening the leg. And make sure you're bringing your navel to the spine as you're taking the leg down and up. Last one. And now let's bring both legs straight up, and we're going to do just bend and straighten, just 5 of them. And now we're going in for tapping the toes down and bringing the legs up. And if you don't want to tap, just hover the feet down there. And then we're going to bring our legs back up and start with some big backwards bicycles, waking up the hips. So easy does it, stretching the leg out. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction and go forward. And while we're doing this, let's start to walk our legs down halfway. So one knee's coming in, the other leg is going out, and kind of pause. Extend through the leg, navel to spine. And now we're going to start to walk our legs back up. And let's point and flex our feet. And then circling the feet, making those circles a couple of times, and then going in the opposite direction. And we're going to open them out just comfortably, pressing the hips down and closing. And let's do a few more of these. And then one more. And as we bring the legs together, we're going to point the toes, crisscross the legs as we open. And start to walk the legs down and up, lengthening all the way through the toes, the whole leg, like you're a ballet dancer. And let's do that a couple more times, down and up, navel to spine. And then we're back at the top. So we're going to bend the legs and open the knees out and in. And then we're going to add on so the elbows come in as the knees go out. And let's wake up our shoulders. And one more. And now we're going to bring the knees 90 degrees, arms up over our chest, and we're going to do our dead bug. So right foot comes down as the left arm goes over the head, and switch down and up, lengthening the arms. And to make it harder, you can lengthen the leg out a little bit more. And a couple more. And then we're going to try our happy baby and release the hips and the low back. And 3 more breaths. And then we're going to bring our feet together, Baddha Konasana. And feel that opening as you roll your hips down. And 2 more breaths. And then let's release. We're going to put our feet down on the mat and roll the hips up. And just see how our back is doing. Hold the ball or your block and lift a little bit higher. And a couple more slow breaths. So now we're going to put our back down again and cross the right foot over the left thigh. And let's lift and lower slowly 5 times. And as you go slowly, you can really feel that navel to spine. Just see where it starts to, really kick in there when you're getting your leg lower. And let's keep our legs up and breathe, so feeling that stretch. And now we're going to slide that right knee over the left knee, Gomukhasana on our back, holding whatever you can grab. And a couple more breaths. So we're squaring our hips and then slowly uncrossing as you bring the legs down. Take a deep breath. And now let's try the other side. Left foot over the right thigh as you press the heel or the ankle into the thigh and lift and lower 5 times, nice and slowly. And then 1 more. And we're going to hold the legs up and breathe. Just kind of feel this stretch. And now we're going to slide the left knee over the right. Feel that deeper stretch. And let's take 3 more breaths. And then slowly releasing, we're going to uncross and bring both feet down. And let's roll up again. And this time we're going to take the ball or the block away and keep the hips lifting. And take another slow breath. And let's come on down and we're going to roll over to the side and come on up. And let's start with our crisscross applesauce position. And first of all, just feeling our spine lengthening. Let's close our eyes and just notice the breath. And now we're going to open our eyes. Let's twist to the right. And then twist to the left. And we're going to hinge forward and take 3 more breaths. And let's walk our arms over to the right. And then over to the left, breathing into the twist. We're going to come back to the center and let's come on up, reaching the arms out and up, waking up the shoulders, bringing them down, and doing that 2 more times, just kind of feeling the arms lengthen. And this time we're going to reach the arms up and clasp our hands to lengthen the arms. Nice deep breath. release the arms out to the side. We're going to flip the palms up, roll the shoulders down. Notice how the navel is coming to the spine as you're sitting here. It's just like when you're walking. Now we're going to bend the arms, goalpost, and straighten. Feel that stretch and lengthen. Let's do that 2 more times. And so now the arms are in goalposts. Let's reach one arm up, bring it down like you're pulling something down, and then the other. And try that one more time on each arm. And now we're going to bring the elbows down into the ribs. So arms are straight out. We're going to open the arms out as we squeeze the elbows in. So a really good reset for the rotator cuff. Hopefully you're feeling it kind of, top of the shoulders, wherever you're feeling it is good. And let's do 5, 4, 3, keep sitting up tall, 2, and 1. Really good. And let's release and hinge forward. And just relax the head. And one more breath. And let's come on up and do our side stretch. Right hand down, left arm over, just easy does it. And we're going to the other side, left hand down, right arm over. And let's come back to the center, another twist to the right and roll the shoulders down. Nice deep breath. And let's bring the right arm up. We're going to lean toward the left leg or wherever you're feeling the stretch. And we're going to come on up, bring that arm down and twist to the left. Take a deep breath. Now the left arm comes up and we're going to lean toward the right leg and breathe. And then let's come back, bring that arm down, and we're going to release our legs. So we're going to straighten them out on our mat and press the back of the legs down and sit up tall. Let's start by bringing our hands to our heart. It kind of brings everything together. So as you're sitting here rolling the shoulders down, feel how the belly is being supported, navel to spine. Take another breath, and now we're going to reach the arms forward, hinging forward a little bit, and back. And make sure you could feel how the navel is coming to the spine. We're just hinging. And 2 more times. And now let's cross our right leg over the left. We're going to twist to the right and breathe. And then let's release and uncross and switch legs, left leg over the right, and twist to the left as you press the foot into the mat. And we're going to come back to the center and uncross. And let's try a table stretch since we're here. So we're going to lift the hips up. And let's lift our right leg up. We're going to do a few can-cans, and the left, and the right, the left, and then 5 tricep push-ups. And 1 more. And then we're going to sit back down, big V with our feet so they're a little bit wider, and hinge forward. Release the head. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And then let's come on up, and we're going to make our way over to hands and knees for some cat-cows. So as we do our cat-cows, don't just kind of let your belly hang down there. As you're lengthening the chin forward, you're really supporting the low back as you do this. And we're going to do a couple more. And one more time. And let's come into our child's pose, sitting back on our heels, lengthening the arms forward. And then walk the arms to the right and over to the left. And back to the center. And now lifting the hips up, let's do our puppy pose. And 3 more breaths. And let's come down to sphinx. And we're going to lengthen the back here. And let's take 3 more breaths. And then our half arm plank. Let's lift up. Take just a couple more breaths. And we're going to come back to our child's pose. And then into downward dog. And a few more breaths. Release the head. So see if you can really release the head here. Kind of look a little deeper. Maybe shake the head yes and no if that's comfortable. And now we're going to walk forward to the top of our mat. And just bend a little bit into the hip and straighten the legs. And 2 more times. And let's come all the way up and reach the arms up. And then hands come to our heart. We're going to twist the upper body to the right and then over to the left, back to the center. And let's try our lunges. Inhaling up, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back. And take a couple of breaths. Step the left leg back, downward dog. And right leg lifts up and steps forward. And the left. Halfway up this time. Forward fold. And inhale up. And let's bring our hands to our heart, twist the upper body to the left, and then to the right, back to the center, inhaling up, forward fold. Now our left leg steps back, a couple of breaths. And let's step back, downward dog. And left leg lifts up and steps forward. And the right. Halfway up and forward fold. And let's inhale up. And lengthen a couple more breaths, reaching up. And then hands come to our heart. So we're gonna try our walking backwards, just regular walking, looking straight ahead, keeping the shoulders rolling down. So we're coming to the back of our mat, and take a deep breath. And let's take the right toes out in front of us, right leg out, and we're gonna sweep the leg out and in, and 4 more, same leg. And then let's put the right foot down. So we're standing on the right foot, bringing the left leg out and sweeping the leg out and in. So we've got to stand tall. And 2 more. And then left foot down. Let's inhale up and forward fold, and we're going to walk ourselves forward to a downward dog. And then 3 breaths. And let's come into our plank and come back to dog, stretching out the back of the legs a little bit. 1 more time, forward to plank. And then we're going to come into a child's pose and bring our arms behind us and take 3 more breaths. And now let's slide our arms forward and reach the fingers. And we're going to come back to another puppy pose. This time, elbows down, hands behind our head. And 3 more breaths. And clasping the hands, let's bring our forearms down, and we're going to go right into our half arm plank and take 3 breaths. And then bringing the belly down for sphinx. And feel the lengthening of the spine, and 3 breaths. And then we're going to come all the way down, reaching our arms over our head, and feel the breath in the ribs. We're going to bend the right leg. Let's lift and lower 5 times. Last one. And we're going to switch the legs, so bending the left one, lift and lower. And 1 more. And then leg comes down. Let's bring our hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to do our 5 cobras. And 1 more. And then let's press back, child's pose. And we're going to sit up on our heels and twist to the right. And then twist to the left. Let's come back to the center. So we're going to make our way back to hands and knees. And then try our bird dog, right leg, left arm. And just lengthen here. Point and flex the foot. Kind of feel the different muscles that are working. And just take another breath. And then we're going to release and switch legs and arms. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Point and flex the foot. Notice how the leg works. And one more breath. And then put that down. And we're going to reach the arms up for a back bend. And lengthen. And then let's bring our hands down, lift up to downward dog. And take 3 breaths. And let's lift our right leg up. We're going to step it forward in a lunge and then a high lunge. And let's reach our arms up. And twist to the right, cross the arm over. Hands come together. And left fingers down, right arm up. And let's come back to down dog. Left leg lifts up. We're switching sides, stepping that leg forward and high lunge. Arms reach up. And twist to the left, cross the arm over, hands come together. And right fingers down, left arm up. And let's come back to down dog. And now we're going to walk to the top of our mat. And take a couple of breaths in our forward fold. And then bending the legs, Utkatasana. And let's come all the way up to standing, reaching up. We're going to bring our arms in a goalpost position. And let's lift the right leg up, clap the hands under there, and we're going to step the right leg back to warrior 3. And then come into warrior 1. And let's take a few breaths here. And reaching forward, right fingers down, left arm up. And both arms come up, palms together over our head. And let's clasp our hands behind us, humble warrior, forward fold, 3 breaths. And let's come up into our back bend, opening the heart. And then arms reach all the way out and up back to warrior 1. And now we're going to step forward and come back to Tadasana and just feel. And let's try the other side. First of all, we're going to reach the arms out and up and come into our goalpost position. And then left knee comes up as we clap the hands under there. Warrior 3, left leg back. And into warrior 1. And squaring the hips. And arms reach forward, left fingers down, right arm up. And let's bring both arms up, palms together over our head. And then we're going to clasp our hands behind us for humble warrior. And feel that forward fold. 3 more breaths. And let's come on up to our back bend, opening the heart. And then reaching the arms out and up, warrior 1. And take another deep breath. And let's step forward, and we're back in Tadasana. Take another slow breath. And let's inhale up, forward fold. And we're stepping back to down dog and taking 3 more breaths. Let's make our way into another child's pose and sitting back on our heels. And then again, we're sitting up on our heels. This time we're going to lean over to the right hip and twist to the right and take a few breaths. Feeling that deeper stretch. And then let's come on over to the other side, to the left hip. Twist and breathe. Lengthen right out of the hip. And let's come back to the center, back to hands and knees, and then make our way into our downward dog carefully, and feel the difference in your back. And right leg lifts up. Let's come into warrior 2. And take a few more breaths as we sink a little deeper and roll the shoulders down. And reverse, left arm down, right arm up. And now forearm comes down, left arm over. Back to reverse. Let's take our fingertips down or hover them down on the inside of the foot, left arm up. Coming a little deeper. And then warrior 2. And Trikonasana, straightening the right leg. We're going to come all the way up, and let's reach both arms up over our head. We're going to clasp our hands, lean to the right, lean to the left, and then we're going to come to the center, forward fold, and go side to side transverse lunges. And let's try another right side lunge. See how it feels. And then over to the left side lunge. And back to the center. Take a couple of breaths and release the head. And then we're going to come all the way up and reach up for our back bend. And then turning our left foot out, warrior 2. and reverse. And now our forearm comes down to the left thigh, right arm over. And reverse. And let's try the fingertips down there and right arm up. And a couple more breaths. And then warrior two. Trikonasana, straightening the left leg. And let's come all the way up. And this time we're going to clasp our hands behind us. Inhale, looking up and forward fold. And let's take 3 more breaths. And we're coming all the way up, reaching the arms up, stretching and lengthening. And then goddess pose, turning our feet out. And let's bring the arms open and close. And 3 more breaths. Inhale up. We're coming back to down dog. And feel that lengthening. Let's walk to the top of our mat. And we're going to hold our elbows for 3 breaths, our forward fold. And let's come all the way up. We're going to reach the arms up, again, stretching and lengthening. And bring our hands to our heart in Tadasana. Let's walk our legs and feet together. We're going to try our eagle pose, right knee over the left elbow over the right, forward fold. And 3 more breaths. And let's come all the way up and uncross. And take a breath. And let's try the other side, left knee over the right, right elbow over the left, and forward fold. And 3 breaths. And let's come on up, and we're going to uncross and take a breath. Just kind of feel your spine, and notice as you roll your shoulders down, feet press down, the difference in your body. And 2 more breaths. And let's make our way down to our squat. Stretch out the hips a little bit more and our lower back. And let's take 3 more breaths. And we're going to come down now and roll down as we bring our knees to our chest and hopefully feel the difference in our back as we make a few circles. Just close the eyes so you could really feel the difference. And go in the opposite direction with the circles. And then happy baby as we press the hips down. And feel that slow inhale and exhale. And then feet together, Baddha Konasana. And 3 more breaths. And then we're going to put our feet flat on the mat so we can roll the hips up and just notice the difference. Maybe even walking the shoulder blades a little bit closer and lifting the hips a little bit more. And let's take 2 more breaths. And then super slowly rolling the hips down. And now we're going to cross our right knee over the left knee and roll the legs to the left and breathe wherever it's comfortable for our spinal twist. And a couple more deep breaths. And then let's uncross so we can come back to the center and take a breath and cross the left knee over the right. And here we go, rolling the legs over to the right and breathe. And 3 more breaths. And now we're going to slowly come back to the center and uncross. And we're going to make our way down for our final pose of Shavasana. So we could feel the lengthening of our spine as it presses into the floor, into the earth. And just notice the difference. Feel how the right leg is lengthening out of the hip and the circulation in the right leg. And now the left leg as it comes out of the hip. Feel the circulation and the lengthening of the left leg. The shoulders and shoulder blades, feel them, how they're different now, a little bit more open. Any circulation in the arms, the hands and the fingers. That warmth and blood flow. And as we breathe into the belly and the mid-chest and the upper chest, we're feeling the length of each breath, the softening on each exhale, the head pressing down into your mat, and feel your body now as one unit, as energy, breathing in, breathing out, observing our body resting. And with each inhale, we're wishing ourselves good health. And for a few more moments, feeling just that, good health. Circulation. We're giving thanks for our heartbeats and our breath, and feeling that gratitude in every cell and molecule. We're also wishing peace for our homes, our families, our communities, for our country, and for our brothers and sisters everywhere, all over the world. Let's slowly inhale a little bit more deeply, and we're going to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And let's gently roll to the side and take a couple of breaths. And make our way up to our seated position. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart and seal in our practice. And take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, ladies. You're all so dear. Okay, so have a really good, well, what day is it? We still have Thursday, right? Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Marian. Watch out for those
Thank
April
you.
Fools tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marian.
Thanks, Marian.
Thanks, everybody. Happy cooking. Bye.